problem. And additionally, I am Safe Act certified to discuss mortgage and equity products. And my national mortgage license number is 903-235.
Thank you. So, I'm CC. My question is, why would you guys see if you like to with me on the telephone? I wouldn't mind doing that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So I have received your correspondence, and it has also been routed to the appropriate department and team for review. In regards to your concern, I have been the only overseer that has been facilitating the concerns that have come in, and I myself I did not direct any third-party calls. It has to be reviewed separately. In reference to the ongoing concern in pertaining to multiple responses and multiple attempts sent out advising of the current status of the application, unfortunately, we are unable to do anything beyond what has already been facilitated with the loan, and there would be no further appraisals ordered under that loan profile. You would be given the that is your request, but the current application that you are referencing in the correspondence, there has already been
wait, I don't know which one you're talking about, because I applied for 2 HELOCs, one in 2023 and one in 2024. So can you please state the number that you're referencing to? Marcus Knight, he did 1 inspection. You guys used that same inspection for a second loan that I applied for in 2024. Now, his assessment of the property was not correct in 2023. So what are you talking about?
Yes, ma'am. So I haven't provided either of the loan numbers, but I do have both identifiers in front of me.
Well, I don't know which one, because I was speaking to 2 different ones at the same time, and you're not providing me enough information to even discuss anything. Now, was the letter dated August the 8th or September the 8th, 2025? You've got to give me some identifying factors so I can discuss the right letter, because I've sent multiple, and I've asked, could you respond in writing, because when you verbalize it, I have no copy of what you're saying, and I'm not agreeable to that. I'm agreeing to you responding to each one of my emails and responding to each item that I discuss. Okay, not you just give me a vague statement. Oh, we're not going to review. No, I put specific names and specific things in each. Okay, and it is against the mortgage practices for you guys to use a appraisal that is over 2 years old, over a year old, for a future application. And that's what I need to discuss with you, because that's a violation of the mortgage equity loans. And on top of that, this gentleman did an inspection on property that did not have any essential services, and not due to my neglect. And in 2025, we had the property needed to be upgraded because we had 2 catastrophic events. That means biolab fire explosion in September 2024, September 29th, 2024. And we had a Hurricane Helene in the same week. So you can't just be vague about everything when there should have been a proper appraisal done at the time of both inspections. And you still have not mentioned which loan you're talking about, because they both were done in error. And I'm not rude to you at all. This is part of the loan process, is to have an adequate appraisal of the property. And the adjuster who called me saying that Navy Federal told him to call me, because I'm like, how does he get my information unless you guys provided it to him? Because I did not give him any calls. So this gentleman had a conversation with me, which is against all these regulations stated in my letter. Don't just go by my conversation, because my letter says a whole lot more. Not only was this Freddie Mac Form 65, Fannie Mae Form like 1003 completed in error in 2023, 4/10/23, Miss Cynthia Banks said that she couldn't recall having an inspection on the property. But you guys did. And this is with another mortgage provider. That his name was Jesse Cook. So there's something not right with the application process. This is what 8055-924-982. That was 2023. So when this appraiser provides erroneous information, they misrepresented the actual value of the property, and it misrepresented a lot of things. You know, use of inaccurate information to as documentation is in error. It was outdated. It wasn't even, it was incorrect because the property was uninhabitable. And even himself told me that he would have had to test the water quality, which he did not do so. And I asked him, why are you calling me? And he specifically said, Navy Federal told me to call. Now, he could not have said that unless he was lying. And if he was lying, then he'd been lying about all the other appraisals that he's done, because it did not accurately reflect the present circumstances of the property, nor the financial condition. And so when I say these things, he done violated the lending standards.
And Ms. Carr, if I may interject for just a moment, I want to explain to you that I'm happy to respond to your email in reference to any type of violations pertaining to the appraisal. Because that is done under a third party, that would have to be handled under that company that the appraiser is employed with. That information will be provided and it will be sent up to a higher department for additional review. In regards to also conversation that you're stating that was made with the appraiser, Navy Federal has no knowledge of who the appraiser is.
I just told you. I just told you his name.
That information.
Well, why is he calling me? How does he get my information if who provided it to him? You guys are saying that, but he told me that you guys. He will have to do. You're gonna have to do it. Yes, ma'am. We'll have to research that. And on top of that, I will provide an affidavit, which I've already provided statements already to you guys. He has no business calling me to discuss these things, knowing that his offices are in Conyers, Georgia, and he has an office in Oxford, Georgia. And on top of that, explain to me why he calling, because you're denying it, but he couldn't have said that unless he was told to call. He wouldn't know nothing about me. And on top of that, this biolab thing happened last year, and you guys used the same appraisal, which was done prior to this biolab situation, and on top of that, what else did he told me? He also told me that water situation in January, article about that, he knew, he had to have known about that because it was all in the newspapers in Conyers, Georgia, and I provided that periodical, and they didn't have a conversation with us. They had a conversation with a board member speaking for us, and he didn't have his water turned off. And habitability, you can't even do a loan on something that's not habitable. So you can't just dismiss me off like that in a dismissive way, like you don't have no fault with everything, when I had told you that we had some problems with our board members. That I'm sorry about that, but this is the reason why I needed the property upgraded, because of those documented infrastructural issues that needed to be taken care of.
Yes, ma'am. So as I was stating, I'm happy to have this information that you provided alongside the email, have that reviewed and have a response sent out to you within about 48 hours. And that will address everything that you have that you actually made mention to in the email in reference to everything that you're advising me of today. That information has been noted independently, and that will also be sent for review. At this time, I don't have any additional advisement that I can provide, other than that we are going to do a review on the phone call that was placed from the appraiser, and we will have to independently reach out to our third party that facilitates with the appraisal companies.
And also review that Fannie Mae form, because it was done in error also.
Yes, ma'am.
And
the
so
appraisal part of it, Ms. Carr, definitely, we will most definitely take into consideration everything that you are stating. However, with any prior, we've received prior escalations in reference to both loan numbers. The loan number ending in 9690 that was originated in March of 2023, and the loan number ending in 4982.
You're saying it too fast, ma'am. You're going to have to slow it down, because I need to review the letter in which I spoke to you that you're referencing to. Which letter are you referencing to? What date?
So I'm not referencing a letter. I'm just referencing both of the loan numbers.
No,
that you have
because I sent you letters. You don't get to over just talk me when there's details in my letters that mean something. Since these calls are recorded for quality development, I need you to read the letters instead of you just forwarding up. You're the person that's handling this thing. So I'm asking that you review the letters and talk to me, not you send it up to somebody else when you've been having conversations with me. I am the loan holder, and before you interject me again, all of my payments are taken out of a Navy Federal account, which can justify that I have decent credit, and on top of that, the amounts can be verified along with a certified return check that's sent out both to the mortgage holder and the HOA, and it's coming out of my personal account every month. So if you're telling me my credit is bad, that is not true, and that is not going to work.
I have not advised anything pertaining to the credit. The conversation that we are currently having is just related to the two loans and the appraisal concerns. Not just per se. So
I also presented all of my payments that I made on that property, as well as the HOA fees are current. It's not just, you're not going to just narrow this down because you have not discussed all the other letters that I have presented to you, because you either out of the office or I'm getting a voicemail. And I'm expecting for you to do the due diligence, because I have provided you guys not only with the payments that are coming out of a Navy Federal account, which can verify that I'm current on not just HOA, but on my mortgage for the last 20 years, and that I deserve to have an opportunity to have a HELOC approved so that the upgrades can be made. Okay, and you guys have made efforts to delay having our proper inspection done on the property, and I'm requesting that a forensic mark is somebody else inspect the property because he did not properly inspect the property, knowing that no services, and you guys just are blaming it on a third party. No, because that third party shouldn't have been giving out my information to the actual tied everybody together because somebody is not. So I ask all that are not just two portions of it, but what I mentioned in there, because this is a violation of the Georgia Real Estate Commission. There's a commission that governs all this in Georgia, and they also govern the appraisals. So if you guys are allowing an inadequate appraisal and allowing him to contact me, that is against all the laws.
I have to get for just a moment because I want to ensure conversation is successful on both sides.
No, we're gonna call back. I'm gonna call you back because I'm not in any position to review what you're reading in front of me at the same time as you. You're just filling out information and I don't have it in front of me. So I don't have an adequate opportunity to respond back to you because I don't have the stuff in front of me. No, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna call back. So you get off at 3:30. And I want all those documents in front of you so we can discuss this together. And I have those documents in front of me so that I can adequately answer your questions and respond to your questions, since you are recording the phone calls and I don't have the information in front of me to adequately answer your questions. So I'm gonna have to refer this to the next time and I'm gonna call you back. Thank you. No, you ain't. Critical, thank you. This is for recording.